Very exciting announcement from Apple, these new AirTag devices. AirTag is a $29 portable tracker. You can imagine how dramatic this is going to be. One of the things that's really exciting about this tracker is it doesn't just use like a SIM signal like other people's trackers do. It actually uses like other people's iPhones in the Find My network. So if it comes into close contact with someone walking down the street, for example, the Bluetooth devices can interact between the phone and the tag and send a signal to you that like this is where the device is if you lose it, for example. So say, for example, you've lost your child, you don't know where they've gone, but they have one of these trackers fitted into their backpack. Just track the backpack, and the second you walk past someone with the Bluetooth turned on, with the Find My functions turned on, boom, you get a signal to your phone. This is where they were last seen. So very, very cool feature. I think the price point is also quite interesting. It looks like a relatively small device, and I don't know how complicated it is. I do think this is probably going to be more of a software focused device where Apple makes it sort of offering in its software more than the actual hardware. It's probably just going to be a battery and a Bluetooth receiver, for example, with an ID. But even that within itself, this is something that's not really being done on a big scale, right? So it's very cool. So I think the idea with this is that, say for example, you lose your wallet, or you lose your jacket, or you're just the type of person that's constantly losing one item. This means that you can keep a track of it. Now, because this is a Bluetooth item, we don't know exactly how it's going to be charging, what its capacity is, what its shelf life is in terms of how long one charge will last and stuff like that. So that's going to be really interesting to see, because obviously it would be great if it had wireless charging. You could just dump whatever device it is on a little wireless charging rack, and then every day you know that your trackers for your various devices are working. That would be pretty cool. The general areas that we're seeing this marketed towards are backpacks, luggage if you're going traveling on holiday, want to keep a track of your suitcases, and any other items, big, small, anything. One thing that's really exciting about these tags is that any U1 device, such as the iPhone 12, can give you precision tracking. So if you stand in your house, obviously you can make it make a noise and stuff like that, but you can also have a little like almost like a compass open. I'll include a picture on the screen, and it'll sort of give you directions of whereabouts it is in relation to you. So that's very, very, very exciting. Super, super cool. I'm going to read a quote to you. This is from Apple's Vice President of Worldwide iPhone Product Marketing, Kyan Dries. With its design, unparalleled finding experience, and built-in privacy and security features, AirTag will provide customers with another way to leverage the power of the Apple ecosystem and enhance the versatility of iPhone. I think that's really interesting, because Apple hasn't necessarily been blowing boundaries open with the iPhones over the past few years. They have kind of stagnated in terms of charging speed. There's no under-screen fingerprint scanner, which a lot of devices have had for quite a long time now. So I think it is really interesting that in true Apple style, they're leveraging their software as a means of creating a selling point for their devices, as opposed to other manufacturers focusing on including the fastest hardware, the fastest processors, the best camera systems possible. Obviously, iPhone is known for having a very, very good camera system from the get-go. Again, because of software optimization. In terms of the actual design of the AirTag, we are looking at IP67 rating, and it seems to be made from stainless steel. IP67, by the way, is water and dust resistant, but like for splashes and stuff like that, you can't go like swimming with it and stuff like that, not for long periods or too deep. It comes with a speaker built in, so when you lose your device, you can press a button and have it just make a noise, which is very convenient. And the device has a removable battery, so this is going to be kind of interesting, like what kind of battery life you're expecting from the device, if it's going to be ultra low power. Replaceable battery doesn't sound that economical in the grand scheme of things. Obviously, Apple not including a charging block inside the new iPhone boxes because everyone already has them and it creates waste. But then using like a non-built-in battery that you have to like take out, and people will probably be buying replaceable batteries. It's interesting. I think we'll have to wait and see what happens. Knowing Apple, I am expecting some sort of smart solution. Maybe they're going to find a way to include some wireless charging on these batteries, or in the future generations. In terms of the setup, we are looking at the exact same system as AirPods. So just bring it close to the device, instantly pairs together, super, super fast, super, super easy. Can't really ask for anything more. Thank you, Apple, for a very, very efficient setup. You can then name these tags depending on which devices you are attaching them to. Child, cat, dog, fish, who knows? But then when you go on your phone and look for it, you can find the devices based on the name, so that's quite convenient as well, obviously. If you misplace the item, it will just be in your Find My app on iPhone, and you'll see it as an item there, so that's pretty cool. It's worth mentioning that it does have to be within Bluetooth range, so Bluetooth obviously isn't super, super powerful, generally speaking. So you might have to walk around your house, for example, if you are at home, find the device and see if it can pick it up. And if you're at school or college or university and you've lost the device, I don't know how helpful it's going to be unless, of course, it's using the Find My network and connecting to other people's devices. One thing that worries me here is that obviously if you lose the device, there's no way to inform the tag that you've lost it, which means that the tag is always sending out signals to other people's phones. And even if Apple doesn't make that data available to anyone, like consumers or private third-party commercial companies and stuff like that, I do feel like this is a very, very good way of Apple not only tracking you based on your GPS of your phone and stuff like that, but also all of your most valuable devices, right? And like where you're taking them, and also who you're connecting with in person, like who you're crossing paths with. Say, for example, you go to a coffee shop and meet someone, your Bluetooth device inside your bag is pinging with the person's phone that you're sat having coffee with. And obviously that's crossing over and that's going to a server because you can get a notification if you've lost the device, right? So that's one thing that goes into my mind a bit. I do feel like for people that are very, very privacy concerned, as with most Apple products, I'm sure it will be secure, but I think there's a difference between being secure and there just being no liability because you're not being tracked with these things, I guess. Do you know what I mean? At the same time though, you know, phones, almost every phone now is GPS tracking you and the apps are listening to you, right? So, and Apple has made some big leaps forwards in privacy with regards to apps, you know, spying on you basically recently with a few of their updates, which is very, very cool. So in terms of hardware, we're looking at an Apple U1 chip, U1, and this is an ultra wideband chip. So this allows for the precision finding that you can do with your iPhone 11, 12 and onwards. So if the AirTag is broken from your Bluetooth range of you, for example, you've left it at home or you've left it out somewhere, you can activate like a lost tag mode, and that's when it will start to send you these tracking updates. But obviously like the device itself is not being activated because it doesn't have like a SIM network to a satellite. It's a Bluetooth device, right? So it's being activated through other people's devices that come into contact with it, recognize its ID, and then it goes backwards and forwards and sends you a signal back. One thing that's really cool about these is that if you find someone's tag and you know what to do with it, it does have NFC, so you can actually tap your phone or any other NFC enabled device against it, and it will bring up a web page that has your personal details, like your number, for example, if you've added it. So that's another cool feature, but it's just making sure that people know to do that, I guess. Like, if lost, please NFC scan. Like, most people are probably not going to understand what that is, but the younger generation definitely will. In terms of pricing, we're looking at $29 for one tag or $99 for 4 tags. I think it's quite interesting. I do think that it's a more aggressive pricing for Apple. They could very easily have launched these at $50 a pop, but it looks like they're actually doing this because they want to sell it. It looks like they want to turn it into an actual product. So that's really interesting. Online orders are opening this Friday, and we're expecting orders to begin shipping April 30th. So very, very tight timescales. It's really exciting to see a new product from Apple. What do you think about this? Do you think it's just a gimmick? Do you think it's going to be a really, really good thing? I think I need more information about like how long the battery realistically lasts in real world scenarios and stuff like that, and how easy it is to change the batteries and stuff. But it sounds really, really cool. Definitely. It's a cool device to have for particular items that you might not want to lose. For example, a laptop or a laptop bag. You can connect it onto the inside of your laptop bag and then you can always find it in a rush. Anyway, want to say a huge thank you for watching. Really hope you enjoyed today's video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.